Hello, I'm Shalini from Shalini Parfum. I am the founder and the creative director of Shalini Parfum. We're based in New York, and I actually come from the world of haute couture, and I've had the great honor and pleasure to be working with Maurice now for 20 years, since we launched our eponymous fragrance, Shalini, in 2004 now. And I'm looking forward to this wonderful conversation. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Maurice Roucel, and I'm a master perfumer in Symrise. I'm creating perfume since 1973 when I entered Chanel in that time, and I've made different companies in the world. Every time, I'm spending 6 years, 12 years, and now 24 years or something like that, almost in Symrise. So I think I have a little bit of let's say, I know what I'm doing. That's why maybe I'm a master. Okay, so we met in 2001 maybe,
Yes, something
and
like
we were
that.
both looking for an apartment, and we share the same broker. I had my apartment first in New York, with this broker, and after that, they gave you some help for trying to find your, if I will remember right. I remember you were a fashion designer, and we have had some lunch, dinner, some things like that together. And you show me all what you were creating. It was something very, very beautiful, very elegant, very special, very refined, haute couture, as we could say in France.
Thank you.
And that's how we met. Maybe you have something else to add, no? Do you?
Yes, I met you in a storm. It was a thunderstorm in New York. So it's serendipitous in a way because we were, it's almost like it was meant to be. It happened for a reason. And I remember when you had just moved from Paris and when you saw the fashion, it reminded you of home in a way. And we became friends, as you know, and the creation of Shalini was like, as two friends playing together to create it. You remember it was one afternoon that we did that. We went to the studio in one afternoon. So it was, I think it was destiny. It was meant to be for us to meet.
That's right. That's why, as you knew, I was a perfume creator. I proposed you to create your perfume. And for that, I remember it was a Saturday afternoon. And
Yes, it
I
was a
asked
Saturday
you
afternoon.
which are the raw material you like. And you told me I love flower, and you love tuberose, you love jasmine, you love ylang ylang, you love
Right,
neroli,
right.
and
All the gorgeous
tuberose.
white
And I told you
flowers.
tuberose, the best quality was coming from India. So I
Right.
made a perfume around that, and for making the perfume, I was needing some other raw material. It's a little bit like when you are building a house, you need the roof, the walls, and so on. And I use a product coming from India, which is the most famous one, that's the sandalwood. Only for you, you were wearing it, and you had some people, they were asking you, oh, what is it? It's good, and no, where can I buy it? And the idea was coming for you to put that on the market. And you
Yes,
designed
our
it
haute
with
couture clients started wanting it.
lilac
I used to
bottle.
wear it and they wanted it. And we would give them the little bottles. Do you remember you had the little bottles and we would give that to them to
Yeah,
wear with the fashion. And then they wanted more and more and more. It was an addiction. So
yeah.
that's when we started to launch it. It was nice to
So,
have it just for my skin too for some time. It was a great pleasure.
and after that, you asked me, why not, Maurice? After some years, because the first one, was some kind of a trying, an essay, an attempt or something like that. Why not to design for you some other perfume? So I agreed. And each time, you know, when I had an idea, I was asking you if you will accept to have to work this idea. And it has been in total 7, like the 7 since.
Yes, it's the 7. It's the only complete collection of your career.
Yeah, that's the only one. You know, you are the only
Yeah, in
one
50
for who
years.
have created a collection of perfume. Yeah.
Right, it's the only one. And
Yeah.
it's interesting too, you know, because when we work together, it's and I say, oh, I want the night to buy, you immediately understand what that is. You don't need to sort of, you know, think through. It's very easy to enter the same creative space. It's not very difficult.
For me, yes, when I have the idea, it's not difficult, you know, especially when
Yeah,
I'm
it's
free to create.
easy. It's
Understand?
playing.
All the raw material I was using for you are all uh, the best quality and very expensive raw material. So,
Well, that's
Jardin,
part of, you know, like haute couture, which I was doing, you know, it's all defined by using the, you know, you work with the finest craftsmanship, you have this exquisite craftsmanship, you work with great design, there's a reverence for design, and you have, you know, the finest fabrics. And I thought it was great because we were translating haute couture to haute parfum, where we were using, you know, I was working with you, the great, you know, artist, and then having the purest naturals, and then we present them in these really gorgeous bottles and handmade boxes. So it's all part of, you know, it was like literally the translation of haute couture to fragrance, bringing all those elements of handcraftedness and, you know, the finest, purest naturals. Like we always joke, we say only the best, you know, we'll use only the best. Each one is its own inspiration. Like Fleur Japonais, I wanted to create Nirvana. It was the final fragrance, the final stage.
the idea, it was Nirvana, and for sure, some kind of to be Zen in meditation, and for sure, I would like to say the most interesting raw material for getting this feeling, you know, or this level of spirit is
Yes.
incense. Incense and all the products which are a little bit uh, special kind of raw materials such labdanum, cracked material like cistus or things like that, which are giving and reinforcing the smoky incense, the thing you can smell in all the church in France. In Russia, that's absolutely incredible. You know, when you are going into an Orthodox church, uh, you can't even breathe. It's so
Yes, you can't breathe in the smoke.
full of
Yes.
incense. And when you have, you know, the spirits too, when you have the spirit of that, it's in India when you have the agarbatti. It's not incense, but some kind of incense, you know,
Right.
not smelling exactly the same, and they are a little bit more complicated. And you have the one of the hood too, because you know when you are going to Middle East, especially in Dubai and something like that, you have the hood, the wood which is burnt and making some kind of
That
smoke, and
smoke.
everybody can
Yes.
smell it.
Yes, it's interesting because, you know, the series is inspired by the moods and passions of the soul. So I think of the series as an evolution of the stages of life. And Shalini is like the chrysalis, the metamorphosis, the turning into the butterfly stage. Jardin Nocturne is the very sensual, sexual fragrance with a lot of oud in it. And then you have Amorum Rose, which is the heart, you know, the greatest love, the real heart energy. And Paris, East Provence, and Iris Lumiere, the twin lights of creations, is like the twin souls. And then you have Vinyl Rev, which is really a celebration of life, being in your with the one you love, you know, being in paradise and swimming and all of that. And Fleur Japonais is like nirvana, it's reaching that last stage of life and understanding your purpose, your destiny, you come to a sense of peace as well. I know we were talking about how it is the most peaceful and the softest fragrance in the collection. And I kind of, I know I love Japan, you love Japan, and there's this love for Japan, but it's almost like when I think of Fleur Japonais, I think of the Japanese temples, I think of, cherry blossoms and the smoke, like we were talking about, the frankincense, and all of that was part of Fleur Japonais, the feeling of Fleur Japonais, and it's the final stage. So Shalini is the beginning, and then you have the series, the evolution of the series, and then you have the final stage as Fleur Japonais. It's like the perfect ending to this beautiful series.
Okay, Shalini. So I'm very happy to have make you this series of 7
Modern
scents,
masterpieces, seven
and
jewels.
I'm quite proud of what I've done, and I think you can be proud of me too, because I'm proud of me. And wish you a lot of success on the market, and you will make a beautiful career in the world of perfumery. Okay?
Well, it's been an honor to create this with you.